Hi, this is Shawn with Stud Organics Tip of the Day. And today we're going to talk about tomato cages. Some of you may have used the cone-shaped tomato cages and found that they really don't hold up very well. That once the tomato plants get big and they start producing fruit, they get heavy and they end up falling over. Today what we did, we just used material we found right here for our tomato cage. There's many kind of cages you can get. You can find quite a few online or at the nursery, but we decided just to use some material we had here, so that way we're not going out and spending money that we really don't have to. So what we had here was some old fencing, and we used some fence posts, and we just wrapped the fencing right around it. This fencing is really nice because it has some very nice wide openings in it, so that way we can reach our hands through there when the tomatoes are ripe and pull the tomatoes out. And so you want to make sure that if you do have that you do have some wide fencing, or you may have to cut holes in it just to be able to get inside. And so then what I also did was I ran some string on the inside, because you're going to have leaves growing up and they're going to produce some tomatoes. They're going to get very heavy, so they need that trellis type to lean on so that the branches don't fall over or get too heavy and break. So that's one way you can do a tomato trellis, and I hope that helps. And once again, this is Shawn with your Stud Organics Tip of the Day. Hi, this is Shawn with your Stud Organics Tip of the Day. Have you ever heard about the three sisters? Okay, take two. He was quick.
Yep, bye mailman. Alright, take two.
Hi, this is Shawn with your Stud Organics Tip of the Day. Have you ever heard about the three sisters? It comes from the Native Americans, and it involves three different types of vegetables. Okay, take three.
Take three.
Hi, this is Shawn with the Stud Organics Tip of the Day. Have you ever heard about the three sisters? Three sisters come from the Native American tradition, and it's corn, squash, and beans. And planted together, they do very well together, and that's why they call them the three sisters. So we have our corn planted, we have our squash here next to it, and now we're going to plant our beans. We're going to plant our beans right next to the corn, and they're actually going to grow up the corn and use the corn as a trellis. And the beans also have nitrogen-fixing bacteria on their roots that attach to their roots. And corn is a very heavy nitrogen feeder. So we want it, so the beans are going to add nitrogen for the corn, and it's going to make the corn grow better. And it's a very symbiotic relationship that these three particular plants have together. So today we're just going to take our beans. I'm actually going to plant. Just stick my finger down in and create about a half-inch hole. Put the bean in there, and I want to put one on both sides of the corn. So we're going to have two bean plants going up the corn. Then we're going to water those in real well, and we'll be having the three sisters that will be very productive for us. So this is Shawn once again for your Stud Organics Tip of the Day. Later. Hi, this is Shawn with your Stud Organics Tip of the Day. Now, we all have weeds when it comes to gardening, and that can be a problem sometimes. But there's a very, very good natural solution to weeds. It's purely organic, it's harmless to the environment, and what it is vinegar, but it's strong vinegar. You want to make sure you get the 20% vinegar. This particular one is called natural horticultural vinegar, and some of the nurseries will carry it. and you can buy it there. And you want to use it full strength. We're going to put it in a pump sprayer. I've already put in a ½ gallon. That's going to be enough for me today. And then what we're going to do to make it even better is we're going to put in 1 ounce of orange oil. Actually, it'd be 2 ounces for a full gallon. But since we're only using a ½ gallon today, I only need to put in 1 ounce. So the orange oil is actually going to make the vinegar much more effective on the weeds. Then we're going to pump it up and we're going to spray the weeds. Now, one thing about vinegar, if you do have a pump sprayer and use a pump sprayer, you need to make sure you wash it out very carefully. The vinegar will actually eat away all the rubber seals on the pump seal, and then you won't be able to seal your pump sprayer very good. So make sure anytime you do use any product in a pump sprayer that you clean it out first. So we're just going to spray the weeds along the beds here, and if you have some tough weeds, it may take a couple applications, but most of the time it's going to work with one application. You just want to make sure you don't spray it on any of your other plants or vegetables that you're spraying it around, because it will kill it. So that's basically all you have to do. And like I said, it may take a couple applications depending on the weeds, but this is a very effective way, and it's non-toxic, it's perfectly safe for the environment. So I would definitely stay away from the Roundups, those kind of weed killers, because they're very toxic, and they end up in our water supply, and it's just not necessary. We have these other good solutions. So once again, this is Shawn with your Stud Organics Tip of the Day.